absolute thriller of a women's T20I between the India women's team and the Australian women's team. Now, if you hadn't been watching this match, you really should be punching yourself in the face and asking yourself why you weren't watching the match, because it was an absolutely thrilling encounter and India have leveled the five-match series in the best way possible. Now, quick match summary for you guys. Australia batting first put up a pretty imposing total 187 for 1. I mean, it does not get more imposing than that. You had a very massive 82 from Beth Mooney, not out, and Talia McGrath also scored a wonderful 70-run knock, 51 balls. Again, at that point, it very much looked like this was Australia's match for the taking. It looked very likely that they would be taking a 2-0 lead in the series and that they would actually, be in a good position to win the series. However, the Indian women's team actually ended up pulling off something of a small, minor miracle. And towards the end of the match, so you had Smriti Mandana, she led the charge. She got a nice 79, ended up getting out late on. Beyond that, too, you had good contributions from, of course, Shefali, Harmanpreet. Richa Ghosh, by the way, was in some serious form, and some of the hitting that she was doing, absolutely phenomenal. Devika Vaidya, too, towards the end, that 11 turned out to be very crucial because it was, in fact, Vaidya who actually ended up tying the match for the Indians. Remember, they needed 5 runs off the final ball. So there was really only 3 ways the match could have gone. You either could have gotten a 4, tied the match, could have gotten a 6, won the match, or got neither of those, and India would be 2-0 behind. Luckily for them, Devika Vaidya actually managed to hit Megan Schutt for a 4. That 4 meant the match went to a super over. Now, again, even in the super over, it was pretty back and forth. I mean, you had Risha Ghosh hit a 6 off the first ball, then she got out. After that, Smriti Mandana came on. She hit a 4-6, then took 3, and then, of course, took 3 runs off the final ball. So it was a pretty big, target from super over. Again, they had to chase down 21 runs because India got 20 runs in their 6 balls. And Australia, to be fair, did really go for it. Again, Renuka Sharma was the one who got the ball. So Healy hit her for a 4 to start with, then took 2 runs. The turning point, however, of the super over was when Renuka got Healy to hole out Radha Yadav in the deep. At that point, it very much looked like, it was the game in favor of India. And then the other major turning point was the 4th ball when Talia McGrath came on and all she could do was take a single. At that point, they needed 15 runs off the last, 2 balls, which meant that unless you bowled 1 ball, which is illegal, there was literally no way that India would be losing the match. And Renuka did get hit for a 4 and a 6 in the last 2 balls, but it didn't matter. It meant it because it didn't actually impact the bottom line in any way. India have won an absolute thriller of a match, and the 5-match series is now level at 1-1. Now, there's plenty to talk about here. For one, of course, as I said, Devika Vaidya showing some good hitting down the order. The middle order stepped up, but perhaps the biggest thing for India, of course, was the fact that one, they could get it that far. B, that they could actually, bring the match that close, and then not just bring it close, but also win it in the super over. In itself, a massive achievement, and more importantly, Smriti Mandana's form. I mean, the way she was hitting some of those balls was just phenomenal. In fact, I can see a comment from Rohit Roy where he's saying there are a lot of similarities between Smriti and a certain Mr. Ganguly. What talent India has. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the grace with which she was playing some of those shots, wow. Especially that 1-6 which she hit on the offside. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. And it had the Aussies shell-shocked. Of course, this sort of a win will give you confidence as a team that you can actually go toe-to-toe with the one side that are clearly the gold standard and, of course, the benchmark for any women's T20 team. That is, of course, Australia. So, I think it's a great win for India. Everyone should be really proud of the women for actually getting the job done in this particular case. Amazing match. I'll just take a couple of your comments. So Kunal Singh is saying that this is the only team that can compete with the Aussie women's team, period. Ends their 16-match unbeaten streak. Fantastic game, fantastic crowd. Yeah, the crowd was amazing. Very glad that they turned up, even though, we know for a fact that attendance for this particular match was free. But it's still great that fans turned up, showed the girls their support. In fact, I'm pretty sure would have helped them put on a very good show for the fans in attendance. Pradeep Srivatsan saying this is like our 90s Indian team beating the then Aussie team and ending their domination. Great game. Kudos to the team. Anish said, I think the ball in which Healy got out was a 6. She just couldn't connect. Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, if you're being a power hitter, then you need to actually, if you're looking for the big shots, then it's always about fine margins because slightly under hit it and you're getting caught, over hit it and well, it's going out of the ground. Ashish Shah says women's IPL will be a blast for sure. I certainly agree with you. I'm looking forward to actually getting a chance to cover that. Mayank Pokhriyal says, awesome game. Can we play with this batting lineup in the 2023 World Cup? Mayank, very, very cheeky of you, but I understand the sentiment. Shubham Thakur says, what hitting by Richa Ghosh too? Absolutely. And Yadu Vinayak perhaps saying it best, men's team need to learn something from the women. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, the kind of intent that the batsmen were showing here, or should I say the women's batters were showing here, absolutely, absolutely phenomenal. Can't fault the effort in the slightest. And in fact, Varun, I think one step at a time when you're talking about India going past the top three, it's a process. India haven't spent as much time focusing on the women's game, unfortunately or otherwise, as much as maybe the Aussies and the English have. Harshal Bensali says they need the support from fans. Well, they had it in spades today, and look how it turned out. In fact, that's the thing. It's really, really good that the fans went out there, supported them, and that the players actually put on a show for those in attendance, and even those of us who were watching on our television screens. Now, that's the breaking news update for you guys. If you're just joining us, India have won an absolute thriller of a T20I. They've snapped Australia's 16-game winning streak, and they've leveled the 5-match series 1-1. It was a very, very awesome win, came via a super over. That's the breaking news update for you guys. Thank you all for joining us. Don't forget, if you enjoy our work here at Sports Today, like, share, subscribe. Tap the bell icon, subscribe to the channel, leave us a comment, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook as well. Thank you all for joining us. Goodbye for now.